Okay, thumbnail guy. What the fuck is up, Rethink Reality? I am here today, and we're here to give more sports picks. Hopefully you were back on watching us this past weekend with the sports picks because we had some fire picks coming up. My boy Scatty gave out the stats. He laid it down, baby, like he's back in college. Yes, sir. Y'all should have been on this. But there's something we have going on today, Scatty. Who's in the building with us today for the Rethink Reality Sports Pod?
Mr. C. Harris. What's going on, baby?
Ooh, yes, sir.
Pleasure to be had. Am I your first guest on the show?
First guest, yeah. So you don't fuck up. It's going to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah. All that pressure. I'm about to go 0 for 5 on my picks, but we'll try.
Hey, you had a big win last week. Do you want to tell the people what you bet last week? Dude, we saw that pick when you sent it, and we were like, holy fuck, this man's betting this much money.
Yeah. So I sent our chat. I had a $900 bet because I couldn't deposit $1,000, and I honestly saw the board wild card weekend so clearly. Like I really feel like this NFL playoffs has been kind of relatively easy to pick. You know, like I didn't go full chalk. Like Jags, you know, the Chargers are going to charge my team. They already fired their offensive coach and everything. So I took Chiefs -3. Assuming that they would beat the brakes off the Dolphins, and they still pushed that.
You mean the Bills? The Bills -3, right?
Yeah, Bills -3. It was a push because Howard Thompson, I don't even know how he pulled it out of his ass. Bengals, that was never in doubt. I know they kept it close. And then, Chargers. Literally, that one was actually the one I was most scared about. I knew Herbert was going to pass for a ton because Jags D is so overrated, and you're about to see that this coming weekend as well against Mahomes. But then I threw on Gerald Everett on a little 25-yard sprinkle, and he got that like immediately. I wasn't stressing. But, 900 to win by like 16-something. Only twice though. That much, so it was nerve-wracking.
What was the bet? Herbert, you said over 1.5 touchdowns?
No, Herbert over 225 passing yards. Everett over like 25 passing yards, and Bengals money line, and Bills -3. So.
Did they both get that first quarter?
Gerald...
Or not first quarter, first half?
Yeah. First half for sure because, Everett cooked all day, right? And Mike Williams was out, so, like, you can't just feed King all day.
Yeah.
But, they both hit early, so, I mean, I was not stressing at all. And then it came down to the Bengals game, and I actually was low-key stressing. But Sam Hubbard pulled it out. Not even an offensive player. It was crazy. Great weekend for sure.
Yeah, that was some amazing stuff. You definitely let your nuts hang and throw that cash on the table, baby, and let that money fucking talk. And that's what we're all about in this Rethink Reality, baby. We're here to give y'all the lines. So we saw what the expert was doing in the group chat. He was dropping the key plays and the key bets that we need to give to our viewers. So we brought him in. We chugged him in. We paid him off to get him in here. And yes, we did. We paid him big bucks to get him in here.
Wait, so what was the bet? Was it 900 to win 1,600? Or wait, no, 900 to win 7?
Odds. Like I even saw someone was clowning this guy on like some of the gamblers I follow on Twitter. He put out like a builder, like a 5-leg builder for -200. It was like easy cash. Like never do that shit, bro. Always got to go plus odds, right? Because of value.
Plus money, yeah.
So it was plus money if it was for plus 107 or something. But because of the push from the Bills, it went from like 900 to win, 1,700 to 900 to win like 1,570 or something like that. But regardless, I mean, I just felt like that was something where I wanted to max bet. They all felt like locks to me. So, not this weekend, though. Definitely not this weekend.
Yeah, well, sweet. Well, we brought the expert in, so we're gonna give y'all this week's division round picks. But before we get into the picks, we have a sore loser in here, and he is yet to be punished.
Oh, we're doing that now.
Bad boy. He has been a bad boy.
Shit.
So we talked about this a little bit last pod, and if you listen to the old pods, we had made earlier bets. So I believe one was a Messi, and then one was a Raiders bet that we had. There was a couple of mixed in there. I can't quite remember them all, but he is the first on the Wheel of Doom, which we introduced last pod. And we're going to do a little spin here in the beginning and then punish after, so you got to stay tuned till after. If you're watching this on the YouTube, I'm sure my buddy he'll clip it on the bottom to where you can see the captions and see where exactly we do the punishment if you want to go straight to the punishment. But, we're going to do a little spin here. So this is the Wheel of Doom. Hold up, Scatty. Before you spin it, let's see if I can get a little
all right, here we go. Ready?
This is a little noise. Hopefully y'all can hear this. Spin that wheel, baby.
I don't know if you can see.
Spin that wheel.
All right, so we got drink and egg. What does that say? Pickles. I didn't know how to spell cinnamon, but that's like a cinnamon challenge.
I was playing that. Hold on. I was playing the music the whole time we were doing it. I thought you were just going to spin it. Okay, go ahead and introduce all these topics. I'm a fucking dumbass. Go ahead.
So the cinnamon. Sorry, the ring light's kind of fucking up everything, but
remember tilt.
Yeah, cinnamon, pickles. What do we got? What does that say? Drink an egg. We have to put $25 on green, which is bound to lose. That's fucking wasting $25. What does that say? Egg. Dude, I can't read backwards. What does that say?
Come on now, Scatty.
Can you see it?
We did graduate.
Yeah,
we got hot sauce. We got whipped cream.
One? Oh, whipped cream. Okay. And then we got a free space.
Yeah. We got prank call. And then beer chug. And then we're back to cinnamon.
Get back to the game. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let her rip, baby.
Spin it, baby. Oh my God! I'm nodding. What's going on? Come on, Chad. Oh, I hope you get pickles. Hopefully, you get pickles.
What is it?
What is it? Is it cinnamon?
Spelled incorrectly.
Oh.
It's cinnamon. It's cinnamon.
It's cinnamon.
All right, that's not too bad. I'll take that. I'll take that. That's definitely not the worst.
Later in the video, you will see my boy Scatty. He's going to do the cinnamon challenge. He's going to fill his mouth up with cinnamon and try to swallow that bitch. And let's just say that thing's not going to go down the pipes. It's definitely coming back up.
That's not too bad. I'll take that. I really did not want the egg, dude. I'll be honest. I don't know if you remember Carson when we were in Old Blacksburg. I took the egg, and it was me like double clutching. I was like,
"That do not go well together."
Wait, hold up, Scatty. Can you run that back again? What did you do?
Can you
do that again? If you're watching this on the YouTube, everyone clip that exactly what Scatty just did. Oh, we need to clip that. Fuck yeah. But yeah, that's the Wheel of Doom. We're gonna eventually add more fun stuff to it, but this week we just kind of wanted to kind of put those little things on there, have a little spin, and kind of get these punishments going because we haven't been doing that. And this week, I guess we'll make some bets on wood lines. Maybe if we have a disagreement, we'll put a little water bet on it and see how it goes. But let's get into the divisional round. Surprisingly, there were some games that happened this past week that were a little bit shockers. Hold up. Why is that? It's all good. Hold up one sec. Did y'all hear that?
No.
Okay, it's like an ad or something running on my phone. All right, now we're good. Fuck it. Okay. All right, now we got – well, actually, let's talk about the wild card just a little bit. So, in the wild card, we had 49ers winning. Scatty had the -10 there. That was a fucking lock. Hopefully you picked it. He had the over on the Chargers-Jags game. He gave you the stats. Don't know what the hell you're doing. Dolphins-Bills. He knew the Bills would win, just wasn't sure about the spread on it. Still got the dub there. Giants, he had them covering. Guess what? They won 31-24. Ravens versus Bengals, he had the spread again, 6.5. Guess what? It's 7. This is free money we're giving y'all. I don't know what you're doing, why you're not tuning in, why you're not taking our advice, but start taking it and then start taking screenshots and then posting it either to our email, which is rethinkrealityrm at AOL.com, or you can just send it to us on our TikTok page, which is rethink_reality_, and you can show the screenshots of you making free fucking cash. I mean, it's simple. And the only game we did stay away from was the Cowboys game, and thank God we did, because I know me and Scatty were chirping our buddy in the group chat about the Bucks. They definitely didn't show out, but before we get into this next division round, I meant to ask too, does Meyer, I believe that's his last name, does he have a job after that game? How do you miss 4 extra field goals, or extra points back to back? That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely – I've only watched NFL for like 15 years, but that's unprecedented. They're literally freebies. They're like a free throw. Like, come on, bro.
They're not even a free throw. They're a fucking layup.
Hey, comeback story of the year. He did make one. So, I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
I think they said he still had a job. I think Jerry Jones announced today that like they're not going to search for new kickers. So I think they said he still has a job. He just
they'll come out with some report after the fact, like he had turf toe or like some injury.
Yeah, his pussy was throbbing, something like that. Who knows? He's a cowboy. But All right, well, let's get into these games, and I believe the line's already set, but we're going to kick off with the 4:30 game. That's on Saturday, and that's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling all the way down to Arrowhead and seeing Kansas City and the Chiefs and Mr. Patty Mahomes, possible MVP of this season. I believe the line is right now, correct me if I'm wrong, it's at 8.5 for Kansas City, and the over's at 53. Boys, how are we feeling about this game?
You want me to go first? Okay. So I have a couple. I'm going to do what I did last week. I have some betting trends for you guys, which I'm gonna whip out the woodwork. But
I'll whip it out in front of all of us.
You want? All right. I'll save my parlay for after, and I'll tell you the betting trends before. So right now I wrote some down. The Chiefs are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games against Jacksonville, and the Chiefs are also 2-11 against the spread in their last 13 conference games. And the Jaguars have covered 4 straight as playoff dogs, winning straight up twice. So I know it's at Arrowhead. And I know Patty Mahomes, all the raves about him. Give me the Jags money line.
That's a hot take, boy. That's a hot take.
Yeah, you're going back in the doghouse, soup pan. Yeah, I'm definitely on the complete opposite side. I think there's no way, the Chiefs lose it. If anything, I actually have in a teaser -2.5 Chiefs parlaying with the Eagles -2.5. But, yeah, the spread, you notice how in each game the NFL has definitely made it close. They're all pretty much one-score spreads with the hook and maybe a point like in this game. I just think Andy Reid, off of bye week, he's going to come out with some crazy packages. He's going to feed Tony. He's going to run the ball up late, to run out the clock, don't let the Jags score. I think you got to go spread, and I actually would take the over as well, 52.5.
I think it's about all the coaches too, though, right? Like Doug Peterson versus Andy Reid. I mean, those are arguably like 2 of the best coaches in the league. I mean,
yeah,
you look at.
If Trevor comes
out
and throws, he won't throw 4 picks again, but he's going to come out and throw 1 or 2 picks. Like, the defense, like, they'll talk about the offense, like, oh, they did it against the Chargers and they couldn't win. Like, watch what the Chiefs offense will do. Like, no, the Chargers shredded the Jags. They just let them back in. Chiefs defense won't do that. Spagnuolo will put in a better defensive game plan, won't let them back in the game. I think they probably cover and win by like 10 points.
So do you think it's more of like a coaching battle, or do you think it's more of a player battle, or 50-50? It's
going to come down to situational periods in the game. So I'm looking at Jaguars, how are they going to do on 3rd down? I have more confidence in the Chiefs, especially at home. Arrowhead, one of the most
tough place to play.
Places to play. Plus the soon-to-be MVP Mahomes at the helm. I think this one's kind of a lock for the Chiefs to cover the spread.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta agree with Carson here. I know, Scott, you're about them stats, but you need to read them stats for Andy Reid coming out of a bye. They are smoking hot, and he fucks people up out of the bye, son. He don't play around.
I'll give you credit. The Chiefs, they're not necessarily the best at covering the spread. And I also saw that stat 2-11 against the spread against conference opponents, just AFC. So, yeah, it's sus. Like I said, if you want to be safe, you can throw them in a parlay and tease them down to -2.5. So I really like one player prop. So on FanDuel, it's -120. McKinnon to score a touchdown. He has been all over in the red zone the past couple weeks, stealing it from Pacheco. So I like him to get it. Throw a unit on there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that too. McKinnon's definitely came on late season. Pacheco had his little run a little bit, but McKinnon, as of recent, has just been doing the thing. So I definitely like that against the Jags, where I feel like Kansas City Jags could be in the same situation where they get down and they got to come back and try to pull out a victory in that sense, because Chiefs are going to get up early and they're going to start maybe possibly running it or figuring ways to do that. So I definitely like that.
I think the Jags have faced adversity all year this year, and I mean. Yeah, the Chiefs have faced adversity with Tyreek Hill leaving, but, I mean, they have the best quarterback on the planet, arguably. So how much adversity are you really facing? So, I mean, when faced with those challenges, I think the Jags – that's why I'm picking the Jags. I'm basically betting on – I know Andy Reid's a good coach, but I'm basically betting on Doug Peterson, T-Law to not have a shitty-ass game again. But, I mean, when you're down 27-0 and you come back to win, that shows a lot, especially from your defense. What was the final score, like 30 to 31?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like
I think it was 30-31.
Their defense only let up 3 points in the second half. And attribute that to maybe Justin Herbert not playing well. I didn't get a chance to watch the second half of that game, but I mean, I don't know, dude. I think that if you want to get risky, take the Jags money line, but I think I'm taking the Jags money line. That's just what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, say it with your chest, baby. Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
You had confidence coming in. But yeah, that's our take on that game. It's definitely going to be one up in the air, and definitely going to be one you definitely want to watch. And then following that game, my Philadelphia Eagles, baby, they're out of the bye week and they're ready to show off just why they were that number 1 seed. They're going to do it against Danny Dimes. Right now, the spread is at -7.5 Philly with the over at only 48. This should be interesting. I'm curious on where this game might go. I would possibly be tempted to take the over. Oh, God, I've heard Scatty's horn honk. He's honking while I'm talking. All right, baby, give it to me. Give it to me.
This is my nuclear lock of the fucking year.
Ooh-wee.
I'm taking Giants money line.
Oh, what? You piece of shit. You piece of shit. Oh, no. How no? You're out of this.
All right, let me explain why.
Let's put it on the wheel, baby. Put it on the fucking wheel.
Let me explain why. All
right, come on, give it to me.
I'm going to stick with the betting trends, okay? Giants are 10-1 against the spread in the last 11 let me start over. Giants are 10-1 against the spread in their past 11 games as playoff underdogs. They're also 8-1 straight up in the past 9 as playoff underdogs. The Eagles have lost 4 straight as playoff favorites, and the Eagles are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games played on a Saturday. And they failed to cover 5 straight in January. The Eagles have. So,
Woo!
dude, I'm taking
baby.
I'm taking the Giants money line. That's what I'm doing.
I think the best thing you could do with your life is to take the spread for the Giants, but no, Giants, there's no way in hell they win. They got to go into Philly. They got to beat them, even though Philly's beaten them twice this year. Jalen came in the last time and played. Well, the first time Jalen played them, we don't even want to talk about that score. I mean, we can if you want to, but we don't have to talk about that. The second time Jalen came in, he did no running plays at all. Basically, if he did it, it was just because he had to. He did the bare minimum just to make sure he won that game. Obviously, yes, he was going against all the Giants backups. I completely understand that, but the Giants have yet to own the Eagles this late in the season, and I want everyone to know this. Here's a betting prop for you. Take anytime touchdown score Boston Scott because he owns the Giants, and this is a Philly fan. I'm telling you this. This is free money. Take Boston Scott to score anytime.
This is why he's wrong right here because he's a Philly fan.
I'm totally behind that trend. I don't have the stats in front of me or the numbers, but in every game he plays, he pretty much scores against them, and I bet on that in their last matchup, and he cashed it. Yeah, you're so far underdogs all the way. I see where you're going this weekend in the divisional round. Again, I'm leaning more chalk, and I love all these teams at home to throw it on top of that. All right, what am I leaning towards? I'm definitely, if this is regular season, I'm taking the playoffs to division games with more than a touchdown spread. Like, you got to take the Giants plus 7.5. Eagles can get it done, do whatever, but count on the Giants to keep it close against the team they know best. Plus, they're dogs on the road. Daniel Jones at home is dookie, but when he goes on the road, he turns into a god. So with that, I'd go into passing props. You know, you can really get risky. He just threw for 300 against the Vikings, which is plus 580 on FanDuel. I would throw into a parlay 200-plus yards at minus 188. And I actually don't like Saquon to get yards, so I'd take him under 69.5 rushing yards. Because they have stifled him in this matchup. I don't see him doing well against Jordan Davis and the rest of the crew on the line.
Yeah, I completely agree. If Giants are going to win, they're going to do it through the air. And at this, the over right now, over-under is 48. I would be curious to take the over. And the reason why I'm saying is this. Danny Dimes, that defense, they're okay. But, I mean, I could easily see Philly putting up 24 or possibly, I guess, 28 on them easy. And then Philly, too, the defense has been good, but the problem is we haven't been getting a lot of turnovers, and we've been giving up a lot of points. So I could definitely see Danny Dimes getting it done and getting a lot of points. I agree. If you're going to take a bet, I would probably take the Giants plus, or just taking the Giants spread. because I think it's going to be close. It's a division game, even though even in the playoffs, it's still a divisional game. It's going to be close. Both teams are pretty good, but I definitely like Philly coming out on top. But I don't know if they win by the spread that's put out.
Even if you want, I mean, you could wait and look at Giants spread live, maybe even get more on the money. I really, max, I don't even see the Eagles winning by more than 10. I mean, we'll see. If they put it on, they definitely can. We've seen it before. They can just run the ball down their throats, run for like 250 yards, don't need to pass. So one thing, though, I am curious about, you being an Eagles fan, how are we feeling about Jalen Hurts' health?
See, that's another thing, too. Coming into this, definitely up in the air. Needed the bye week, needed more rest time. Gardner Minshew couldn't get it done. I think that proves even more why Jalen's been an MVP this year, just with everything he's done. He was called the system QB. Anyone could have been doing what he was doing. And when his time came out, Philly's offense looked terrible. I mean, it was stalling. Even in the game where he first started coming in, he wasn't able to do the running. You could see there was a little bit of stall in the offense. So I believe Jalen's a dog. He's always been a dog. He's always been the underdog. And he's going to come out there just with that mentality. It's playoff season, so right now if I lose a game, I mean, I got the rest of the season to heal up. So he's going to be getting out. He's going to be fully doing anything he wants. Now his health, I don't know exactly what it's going to be with the shoulder, but I don't think he's going to limit himself like he did that Giants game. And when Jalen's running and running around, it just opens up everything else. I don't know. I think it's going to be an easy dub for the Eagles. I shouldn't say easy dub. I think it's going to be a dub for Philly, and I could see Danny Dimes possibly making some key turnovers. And I don't know. That's just my thought, but I definitely agree. Philly's tightened up on the running, so definitely hammer the Saquon unders.
Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna bet on the coaches. Like I said, for Doug Pearson, I was betting on him. They might not have the personnel the other team has, but I'm betting on the coaches, and good coaches find ways to win. Brian Daboll is a good coach, and I think he's better than Sirianni personally. You look at what he's done with the Giants franchise. I mean, the Giants franchise. Like, I'm a Browns fan. We're the laughing stock of the league, not just a couple years ago. So, right. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it might be close, but I just like the Giants in this spot, man. So, give me the Giants.
Now, when you talk about coaching, Mr. Nick has brought a Philadelphia team that has scored the most points ever recorded for the Philadelphia Eagles. So he's brought up season records there. He's brought them. I don't know if this is the best record they've ever had regular season. I can't remember on that. But just overall across the board, offensively, this has been one of the best seasons ever for them. Now, I would agree that in the sense, Brian Dable, right? That is.
Yeah.
I would agree he probably is like he was working with nothing, and then he still kind of is working with nothing, and he's been really good. But don't count out Big Dick Nick, baby, because he's nice with it too.
Yeah, and they're both good coaches as far as I'm saying, Andy Reid and Sirianni. But I think those underdogs have the edge, man. I don't know. It's something about being an underdog in the playoff. It motivates you a little bit. And I don't know if you guys have seen Trevor Lawrence's motivational speeches in the tunnel, but like they're super underwhelming.
They're
so
awful.
I just thought I'd point that. Yeah, just thought I'd point that
There
out.
was a clip of him on Twitter. He went to his local Waffle House to celebrate.
Yeah,
That's a man right there.
Yeah. I did.
Was that after the game?
That was right after the game, man.
What the hell?
I did see that. That was funny. And I agree with you, Scatty. There is something about them underdogs. That's when Philly won it, man. We were dogs that whole entire Super Bowl run. So it's just a different mentality. You're kind of playing like there's no pressure. You're just doing whatever the hell you want. And sometimes in the playoffs, that's what you got to do. You got to play like you're not you're not trying to hold the score. Like, for instance, when Buffalo got up big, you're not trying to like calling the brakes. No, you're going full all the time. Like you're doing anything and everything that you can do to score points and just get ahead, going for it on fourth, doing all that. I definitely think the Giants have that dog in them.
And all the pressure's on the Eagles, though, right? They've had such a good year. There's so much pressure on them to perform. I mean, the fans are ruthless. So, I mean, God forbid they start booing Jalen Hurts when he throws that third interception to Darius Slay.
Third interception. Hold on. What'd you just say, baby?
You heard me.
All right. Well, hey, guess what? Let's put this on the wheel, and we're just going to do a one take. So whoever wins this game, just got to spin the wheel. No, like I guess. Best 2 out of 3.
Okay, fine. That's good with me.
All right, bet.
I'm pretty confident.
All right, let's go. All right, now we got on to the Sunday game, the rematch of the game that ended a little early last time they played, and I believe too for the playoffs. If Bills were to win this, and Kansas was a witness. I believe they played a neutral site just because of the DeMar Hamlin situation. But Bills at home, Bengals coming to the – or no, it's Bills are at home and Bengals are coming away. And the line right now is at -5 for Buffalo. Over at 48. That's interesting. Maybe is there going to be some kind of weather issues, or maybe it's going to be cold as hell down in Buffalo? I don't know. What y'all's take on that?
Yeah. So this game is rough, man. This game is so rough because obviously you have two talented teams, probably the best matchup, unless you're a Cowboys fan, of the weekend. The total is definitely lower. The Bills, as great of an offense as they are, they are like under gods low key as well. Because even when they blow out teams, they'll score like 40 and then they'll score sub 10. But I think it's interesting to notice the line movement. I saw this open around -4, and now it's pumping up to -4.5. So you definitely have a smart group coming in on the Bills. You can go with what we all want and just hammer overs on like literally everyone in this game, because that way you see a great game and you get some money in your pocket. One thing that I've loved, and I've done it 3 weeks in a row, it's cashed every time. I don't see it available yet on FanDuel. Jamar Chase receptions over 6.5. It's been set there for a while. He averages like 7 or 8. That's just an auto lock. They're going to feed him. You're also safe from the yards there because while he should get 100, like last week he had like 8 or 9 catches for 84 yards. Those little small dinking dunks, it just racks up. I'm really hesitant to take a side in this, but I think the Bills just are a better roster. Bengals lost yet another offensive lineman, and when you have some stripes that hits your team like the DeMar Hamlin situation, I think that is just going to motivate them even more than they already are. So you got to give me Bills money line.
Yeah, no, I don't agree, and I'll tell you why.
He's choosing blood tonight, baby. He's choosing violence.
Yeah. I'm taking the Bengals again, and again I have some more trends for you. So gobble on these for a second. Bengals are 11-1 straight up in their last 12 games. Joe Burrow has been a covering machine this year. He has covered almost every single spread they played in this year. So the Bengals are 20-5 against the spread in their last 25 games, 12-2 against their spread in the last 14 games on the road, and the Bengals are 15-4 against their spread in their last 19 conference games. So you can take their spread, or if you want to get risky like me, you can take their money line. Joe Burrow has so many weapons. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, not to mention Mixon and Perry in the backfield. I mean, the way the Bills played last week scared me so much. I mean, they were playing against a hobbled Dolphins team, fucking against Skylar Thompson or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, nobody even knows who this guy is. And they barely won. And again, they probably should have lost. So they did not leave me they left a sour taste in my mouth last week. So you're going against a hot Bengals team as well. I just don't see them.
Go the other way on that too. Arguably, the Bengals should have lost too. You're on like the 3-yard line and you fumble for a 98-yard fumble return against Tyler Huntley. Like, come on now. Who threw for 200 yards? He hasn't thrown for like over 150.
But those NFC or those AFC North divisional games are just always they play it so tough.
Well, and same with Bills AFC East. Like, if not a blowout, it's close, right? So it's it's tough. I am on your side though. I think if you're taking a spread, I think it's probably safer to take the Bengals plus 4.5. I think.
So what do you have to say to someone who says like how the Bills looked last game? What do you say to someone who says, well, they looked like shit last game? How can I trust them to?
Hey, I'll tell you. This is what you do. You say, hey, they looked like shit, but they still scored a lot of points. Take the over, because even if they're turning it over, then that means Joe Burrow is going to capitalize on that. And I don't know, does it seem like it's a fishy line for the over? Because it seems like way too low for me. Because Skylar Thompson put up 30-some points on Buffalo's defense past week. Granted, there was a lot of turnovers, yes, and I believe there was a touchdown return from the defense. And then, obviously, like how Carson was talking about, Huntley just put up X amount of points on the Bengals this past week. It just seems like this game might be set up to whoever has the ball last or whatever goes. And there could be turnovers to a sense where Josh Allen's throwing picks and basically he's got to come back in this gunslinging era and he's just coming in and scoring points. The 48 just doesn't seem to be like a big wall to conquer.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Like I said, I want a good game. You could parlay a little over in there, take it straight, because you could easily see it 27-24 kind of game, that stereotypical high-scoring, good offense kind of game, 51 finishing. Yeah, it's a weird total for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of with you too. I think it's kind of weird. That it almost seems like you said too low. So maybe take the under. I don't know. The only thing I'm confident in is Bengals money line.
Yeah, we'll have to see about old Joe Burr, baby. I don't know, man. NFL loves a good script, and Bill's got a good script on their hands right now for that NFL run. So this is definitely going to be a conflicting one. So you're convinced with the money line. And Carson, what was your final statement on the Bills?
Final statement.
Or this game?
Yeah, final statement. Bills win it close. They're at home, man, and they got DeMar on their side. There's no way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But at the same time, the Bengals this year, whether if they've either blown them out, they've just found ways to win, even on the games like, for instance, that Ravens game. When it's not great or whatever, they just find ways to win, and that's kind of how you win playoff games. Buffalo's been a little bit more up or down, especially
Bengals
since
money line. What's going on over there?
I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I can see it going either way. That's why I brought in the experts to give us the analysis and to give us this big information, because it's too big for my brain, baby. That's why I need y'all's thinking caps. So y'all have y'all's opinions, and y'all can take, I guess, whatever you want. But both have been the hot hands recently. But it's going to be a close one, and I guess we can.
I think it's going to end on an Evan McPherson game winner field goal. They're going to be down 2 points, and he has to make it to advance.
Now he's not the same caliber he was last playoffs. He's been tanking a little bit too. Yeah. And in cold weather. I don't even know the weather in Buffalo this weekend, but I'm sure it's below 30.
And it's not on a neutral site though, right?
No, it's at Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe the temperature says it's going to be 33.
Yeah, I see that too. So
that's cold.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So maybe that's why the under, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but it just don't make sense, man.
Run the ball though, they can easily break big runs. Joe Mixon can pop off. Devin Singletary paired with James Cook. I mean, there's so many ways for this to tackle it over. More and more that I think about it, and we keep questioning, I kind of like it, but I was stick to the spread probably. Bengals plus 1.5.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I could come to terms there taking Bengals plus, because I think it's going to be close. So let's go ahead and move on to the next and final game of the week. Somehow the Cowgirls decided to actually show up in the first round of playoffs and win a game. But I think that stops right here, right now. The boy, Mr. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Big cock Brock.
Yes, Big Brock, baby. I think it gets it done. I think right now the line's at San Francisco minus 3.5. Over-unders at 46.5, which is interesting too. But, I mean, this 49ers defense and just offense are so stacked. When you look at a team in the NFC especially, there's not a lot of other teams that stand out as much as 49ers as a roster standpoint. They have it all. Obviously, yes, the QB's been in a situation where they've gone out, but anyone can kind of play there. As long as you're not making stupid decisions and just making a little bit of athletic plays, just like Brock Purdy's been doing, you can be successful. I mean, they got Christian McCaffrey back there. They got George Kittle. Ayuk's been doing really good. Debo's coming back after his injury, been playing good. And, I mean, you got a defense you can rely on too. So I don't know about the Cowgirls about in this one. What do y'all think?
Yeah, so this reminds me a lot of last year. The 49ers played the Cowboys as well. That was with the infamous terrible coaching decision by McCarthy. And for me, that's a huge aspect again in this game. I mean, he's still not a good coach. He hasn't proved himself. Dak's coming off probably one of the best games he's honestly ever had as a Cowboy. Brock also played really well, but Brock has been consistent throughout. He's throwing 200 yards minimum. He has the best offense probably in the NFL. When you line up Debo and C-Mac on either side of the quarterback in the backfield, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is. That is dangerous as hell. One thing that's interesting to note, though, so this early line opened up at +4. already gone all the way down to +3 Cowboys. So a lot of love, it seems like, on the Cowboys so far. I really like the 49ers here a lot. I honestly, based on the way the line's moving, it's +3 at -104 for the Cowboys. It might even go down again. I might snag 49ers -2.5 if it hits, and I take the under on this one.
Nice. All right. I want everyone to stop what they're doing and listen to me right now. It pains me to say it, but the Cowboys are winning this game.
Oh, my God.
The money line. All dogs this week. Listen, if you want to pay your rent, a 4-game parlay of all dogs pays, let's see, $1,200. Pay your rent, okay? If you want to buy a new car, you put $100 on this. That's $12,000. If you want to buy a condo in Miami, you'll put like $500. I'm telling you right now, this parlay is hitting without a doubt. Put your fucking rent on it. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, I'm going to tell you why I like the Cowboys this week. I have some more betting trends, and we're gonna go through them real quick. 49ers are 11-0 straight up in their last 11 games, 9-2 against the spread. That's a little concerning stat. I won't lie. And also a concerning stat, the Cowboys are 2-9 against their spread in the last 11 games played in January. So not very comforting information. Also not comforting information. 49ers are 18-3 against the spread in their last 21 conference games, and they're 6-1-1.
There's no way.
In the last,
brother.
no, in their last. Okay, listen. They're 6-1-1 against the spread, 7-1 straight up in the past 8 playoff games as favorites. And the Cowboys have lost 7 straight as playoff underdogs. But I'm betting on them for one reason, and one reason only. The way Dak Prescott played against the Buccaneers. A completely flawless performance. Flawless. It pains me to say it. I fucking hate Dak Prescott, but, dude, the way he played, he impressed me so much. And I know Tom Brady's towards the tail end of his career, but, dude, he made that what's that defensive coordinator's name? Todd Bowles or for the Buccaneers, do you know?
Todd Bowles, the head coach.
Yeah, I forget the defensive coordinator for the Buccaneers, but I think he just got fired or whatever. Byron Leftwich.
Right.
Yeah, he fucking. I mean, Dak Prescott just ripped them a new one. And it didn't even matter that Brett Maher missed 4 extra points or whatever it was. So it pains me to say it.
Hold up, we're talking about the same person or the same team where Desmond Ridder tore up the week before, and also too. Brady was going like 3 and out. I don't know how many times. So Dak was getting fed the ball, and he was allowed to stay in that rhythm. There was no sense of like breaking it off. And I'll be honest, I think Dak's a fraud. Yes, he had a good game, and I had to swallow my pride in that group chat and tell our Cowboys buddy, yeah, you know what, he did do good. But this 49er defense, man, they are legit. They're going to get pressure to them. They're going to have to find ways to get the ball out quick. They're going to have to get CD involved on some quick screens. They're not going to be able to run the ball like they think they are. I don't think really anyone's been able to run the ball much against the 49ers. So I think it's going to take a lot out for Pollard. Pollard's going to have to get on some screens and throwing around there. Zeke's going to be taken out this game unless it's around the goal line. I don't know. I just don't see Cowboys going to the 49ers and getting a dub just with all the momentum the 49ers have been doing. They've been undefeated, I guess, since Christian McCaffrey's been there, right?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy at the helm. Yeah, so obviously it's going to be a really good defensive battle. And even in a game where the Cowboys just dominated the Bucs, I mean, right, all levels of play, all 3 phases, 31-14, that's 45 points. This line's at 48 now. They're just inflating for the 49ers being able to score a ton of points at home. I think you're right with not a lot of teams being able to run it. These lines are kind of high. C-Mac at 65. Sure, he normally gets 80 plus, sometimes 100, but yeah, I'll be looking at some running back unders, maybe a Pollard over, just because of his explosiveness, just to break one run. But yeah, I would kind of stay away from a lot of overs on this one. And if you're looking at touchdown props, you can lean C-Mac, but I'd probably throw in Zeke. Zeke's going to want to bounce back after last game. He did awful. He was like molasses on his feet. He's going to get in around the goal line. He's going to take a touchdown. Dangerous game. I tackle the under as my main play here.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm just like I said, the last game, I know the Bucs have been shitty this year with Tom Brady at the helm. And even by Tom Brady standards, he didn't have a great year, but he had a decent year compared to all other quarterbacks. I mean, he was like a top 10 quarterback this year, easily. The way his stats reflecting.
Well, that's what happens when you don't have a run game. This guy just threw 7+ passes.
Yeah, he had a lot of opportunities.
And that's a big reason why. So, yeah, you can't really count the points the Bucs scored at the end of the game. Cowboys were playing soft coverage. The game was long over. But if they're able to run the ball, it's a different story. Now you're going against a team that can run the ball, and then they can do play action. Then they can throw in these little Shanahan nifty plays with all of their weapons. It's going to be a hard test for the Cowboys. And yet another thing, they lost an offensive lineman too. So I think it'll be another close one. I think a lot of these games will be close except for the Chiefs one.
Yeah.
And I'd take 49ers. Your dogs parlay isn't a bad shout. Definitely.
That's what I'm doing.
Sprinkle 10 on to win a K. I mean, that's a good 10, honestly. I'd actually look the other way for all the favorites at home at plus 234.
Bro, no way.
But
there's no way.
But yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah, I would take under this one.
I just don't. A dog has to win though. There's no way all favorites win.
See, you can't. You gotta look game by game, right? Like that's a dangerous narrative to fall into. Is this is how it happened last time. This is what should happen. Like there's no way, right? Like these impossibles. I wouldn't advise betting all the favorites straight. There's not enough juice, honestly. But you're probably right. A dog probably wins. And if I was to choose a dog right now, I do like the Giants to win potentially out of all the four.
Yeah. That's one. That one's my favorite. I think. Do you have a parlay out of all the games we just talked? Do you have like a favorite parlay with a prop or what's your like $900 parlay you did last time? Like, what are you doing?
I'm a little nervous on this one. I don't know if I have a max play like that. But what I could do, I know this is definitely a lock. So minus 2.5 Chiefs. Like I said, they're winning regardless and winning by at least a field goal. Also a lock. This is where it gets dicey, Like I want to throw in like a Bills or a 49ers money line because they're both around 200 odds. But it's just tough, man. It's tough. I really don't have a max play. I would just I'd probably stick to some same game parlays, get plus 200 or longer odds, and go from there. I think, like I said, the easiest one for that is probably the Chiefs one. Tackle a few of theirs, throw in McKinnon on his touchdown score, and then Bills Bengals hit some players to hit their overs too.
Yo, I'm telling you, you forgot the boy Boston Scott is scoring this week against the Giants. I swear on my life, he always finds a way to beat the Giants or score on the Giants late in the season. And I mean, we haven't seen the Giants in the postseason, but Boston Scott owns the Giants. Guaranteed he scores. Whether if Philly wins or loses, he will score. Guaranteed.
Boston Scott to score a touchdown is greater than plus 350. Oh. That's pretty good value.
No,
I'm telling you.
Value. Yeah, that's definitely worth a straight bet for sure. I mean, I'm with you on that. Maybe half a unit.
Now, if you want to parlay that with all my underdogs, that wins you $10 to win $6,700. That's a rent for half a year, man.
Yo, hold on.
Rent for half
just
a year.
To make sure that dude, just to make sure all the people listening can hear this, the raw dog parlay of the week. Scatty, give your raw dog parlay of the week.
It's all dogs, baby. All dogs. Telling you right now. Take the Giants, take the Jags, take Cincinnati, and take the Cowboys. Parlay that with Boston Scott anytime touchdown. You can pay your rent for half a year.
Yeah, we let's just say this. Scatty's never been one to follow the rules, and he's not going to start today. So that's what he's doing, and he's fucking turning it up, and he thinks the raw dogs are going to get the dub. So, I mean, I like the hot take, but I can't wait to see you spin the wheel again, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. But I guess just talking a little bit in the future, too, for playoff pitcher and Super Bowl pitcher. Who do we think makes it to the Super Bowl? I know we talked a little bit last season in the super wild card, but now that we got Carson here, kind of give us your thoughts on who you thought might go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, oh, man. So this is what happens. I think the Chiefs and the 49ers are my favorites to make it, a little rematch. I think the 49ers are just the most complete roster. They have all the weapons. And you can look back. I mean, quarterback aside, they did this with Colin Kaepernick way back. So it just shows if you have a good roster, you have a good system quarterback with great coaching, it can happen. And then Chiefs just goes without question. I will say, though, the Bills should win. But if the Bengals do upset them and they play the Chiefs, the Bengals will probably go to the Super Bowl. They're 3-0 against the Chiefs under Joe Burrow. Like, that is just the worst
I like that
can possibly happen. So it really depends on that game. It comes all down to it. I can't really put my word on any other team in the NFC. Obviously, Eagles would be your next best, but what if somehow they're shutting down their run game? Jalen doesn't have the best of game passing, and then they're out of the playoffs. The 49ers, I just feel they can tackle you in more ways than one.
Yeah. I mean, if Jalen Hurts doesn't come out and he's not doing run design plays, then I think it's going to line up perfectly for the 49ers. But if that's not the case, I definitely see Philadelphia giving the 49ers run for their money. Now, we talked about this in our last sports pod. If I was to be pushed off a ledge, if I didn't pick the right team, I'd probably end up picking the 49ers just because, like you said, they are an all-complete team. But I do like your take. I feel like the Bengals kind of Super Bowl or way to the Super Bowl is not the conference final. It's more of this game against the Bills because they've kind of owned the Chiefs in this. I don't know if it's in the Chiefs' head or what, but they've had their way with the Chiefs last year, this year, and I don't see that changing.
Yeah.
So I definitely think their way to the Super Bowl is just beating the Bills.
Yeah.
So who's your Super Bowl pick, Carson?
Super Bowl pick, yeah. With all that being said, though, I still do think it'll be Chiefs 49ers, and the Chiefs are going to edge it out. This is Mahomes' year. It is his perfect spot. He's already won a Super Bowl, and he's had this underdog chip on his shoulder narrative this year just because one receiver left. He is passing for, career highs. He doesn't need Tyreek. Obviously, that's a great asset. He's just that good, and he's with the best coach possible for him. I really do like the Chiefs a lot to win the Super Bowl, and I'd love to see it. This is the next GOAT in the making, as we all know. It's a sight to see.
Yeah. I mean that's a good take. I before this podcast, I guess just to let you know, I ended up picking. I believe Scotty got the Bengals going to the Super Bowl, and then I ended up having the Bills. I did Bills strictly because of script, and just sometimes that script just overpowers everything. I don't know. I'm not too crazy of a conspiracist, but I do think certain things align for a reason.
I think I picked Bills and Niners.
We got all three AFC teams, huh?
Yeah, Scotty, I thought you picked Joe Burr. Joe Burr to go to the Super Bowl.
Well, I picked Bills, and they'd meet the Niners in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bengals, they can do some things. They caught fire last year, and I just don't like their roster or their momentum as much as last year, But obviously, with Joe Burrow, third best quarterback in the league, can light it up in any given Sunday or Saturday. They're dangerous. They're a scary team.
Nice.
Yeah, I can definitely say out of the games, I'm more excited to watch the AFC games probably than the NFC games. The AFC has just been a different beast this year compared to the NFC. I think it's been a very top-heavy kind of NFC. There's only a few select teams that are decent in NFC, but AFC has really kind of been pretty stout, and they've been pretty good competition.
Right? Growing up, NFC was always the best conference, and you're like, what the hell is wrong with the AFC? Now you got Joe Burr, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, all these really good quarterbacks, and then you got the Giants, in the other conference. So, it's night and day, really. But
you forgot to add that Sean Watson in the mix.
He's too busy getting a massage. He's
definitely getting a little massage right now. Huh?
They got a chance. There's a path for them. I'd actually, if they were in the 49ers spot right now, I like them more against the Cowboys than the 49ers. I just think that you guys have the Cowboys number this year. I like the matchups a lot. But the Giants, it just scares me. It's they're so bad, but in a good way that they just have such a good shot. I don't get it. They shouldn't be here. They're such a lucky team. They beat the biggest fraud in the NFL this year, right? The Vikings. That's such a dangerous spot for the Eagles. I'd hate to be an Eagles fan.
Yeah. I don't know, man. As a Philly fan, I feel pretty comfortable as going into this game, just knowing how
Comfortable is the worst thing you can feel.
Huh?
Being comfortable is the worst feeling you can feel.
Oh, we just owned the Giants, man, in the past couple of years and late in the season.
Dude, y'all are taking a fat L. It's not even funny. Like, y'all are going to lose bad, and then the whole season is going to be a waste.
All right, do you want to put something even bigger bet than this, than the wheel? Because I'll put even something else on this.
Let's put castration on the line.
All right, how much cash do you want to put on this, Scatty?
Castration and fiber.
I said castration.
Oh, all I heard was cash. Shit, my bad. There's a little lag on this side.
Oh, shit.
But, dude, I think you're just trying to fire me up, baby. And I know my boys from the Philly, man, that we've owned the Giants late seasons. And
they're going to hear dreams and nightmares, and they're going to go dummy.
I'm telling you, the Giants' luck has ran out, man. They have ran out. Saquon, he is the key for the Giants, and we lock him up every time this year. We've been locking him up. He's the key that gets everything going and allows Danny to have a little bit more time in doing that. Danny can have a little bit better success with running around. That is something where we can be vulnerable at, and he is good at doing that. He showed that against the Vikings. But Saquon's going to get locked up. He might have some scores around the goal line, but everything else he's going to get locked up. It's going to come to these. Okay. Also, another thing. Let's talk about the wide receivers for the Giants. We talking about Kenny Golladay? Who are we talking about? We talking about Slayton? We talking about I don't even know who the rest is, but
Richie James is the answer. He's the truth. Daniel Bellinger. That's what I'm saying though. Like, they don't need these pieces. They have good coaching, and they just have Daniel Jones make his right reads, and they're open. Kenny Golladay is a bust though. My God, what a joke!
He's bad.
Philadelphia's defensive line has been very undershadowed this year. I believe as far as sacks goes, I don't know if we were leading the league or if we ended up having the most for Philly franchise, but between all them picks that we've gotten in the all season and then during season, and then my boy Cox still somehow getting the damn thing done. Our defensive line's been nasty, and we've only been rushing for and being able to put other people back into coverage. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough task for the Giants, man. I do agree with you, man. I love the good underdog. I mean, Jalen's been underdog all his life. We won that Super Bowl on the underdog. There's something about an underdog and just the unknown of, like, damn, okay, we got to play this team. I feel like Jags are in that kind of same situation going into the Chiefs.
Yeah, nobody expects them to win.
Yeah, like no one kind of expected them to win. No one's expecting them to do anything. And when you have that no expectation, I definitely think there's going to be a point in this game where it's going to be like, damn, they actually might win. But that's going to come down to – I feel like that's going to be that MVP mentality and that MVP moment on both sides of the ball. Who's going to actually step up and get the job done? And I think my boy Hurts is going to do it, man.
Yeah. Is it D-Gent dime time?
Oh, D-Gent dime. For Carson, who is our first-time guest, DJ Dime is basically this. Me or Scatty, yeah, there you go, he put it up. It's roulette. We put it on his phone. We put a little bit on a certain color, and then we let it roll, and then we get fucking lit in this chat. And whatever it lands on is what it lands on, but then we decide if we want to keep running it up, trying our luck, or anything like that. So, hey, Scatty, I say for this go-around, should we let the guests pick the color?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Ooh.
So, Carson, this is what the last couple of colors have been. I don't know if you can see.
Okay.
It's been 4 black and 4 red the past couple.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. That makes a lot of sense.
So what do you choose?
Want to know?
We only do $20 units, so we're poor.
Okay.
Yeah, Carson's like, fuck, you should put 900 on it.
Give me a 900. Yeah, I'm really feeling red because you're about to see a bloodbath this weekend in Arrowhead.
Oh, Red Kingdom. All right, 20 on red.
You fucking idiot. Yeah.
All right, we got 20 on red.
All right, come on, baby.
Give it to me.
This is all right, here we go. I'm going to spin it.
Come on. Fuck, come on. Spin it, baby. Let's go. It's DJ Dime. Let's go. Come on.
20 on red, please.
Come on.
Oh, it's so close.
What is it?
What it go?
What is it?
It was
Bro. Oh, no.
Shit.
Oh.
That is all you
Nah, I can't deposit anymore. I can't deposit anymore.
My old friend.
All right, it's time for my cinnamon challenge. Let me go knock this out. Point, keep the people entertained while I go grab this fucking cinnamon.
All right, so if y'all don't know what the cinnamon challenge is, basically, Scatty went to the store today. We were actually on the phone earlier. He was like, dude, what are ways we can do, like, for this wheel and, like, fun spin? I was like, well, we could put DUI on there. You could do that. You could post, like, nudes on LinkedIn. I think another thing we said was probably, like, overthrow the government, possibly, but we ended up not doing that one. So we ended up just doing some smaller things. We ended up, we talked about it earlier, and then one of the things he wanted to do was cinnamon challenge. So he's basically going to fill his mouth up just like how he used to back in college and get some cinnamon in that thing. And then let's see how long I guess he can try and swallow it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
3 seconds, that's going all over his chair.
Oh, well, the thing is, I think it's around his carpet. It's just going to get into the carpet.
You got a Dyson vacuum.
All right, well, make sure you're focused when you go to do this, Scatty. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cold.
Scatty, have you ever done this before?
The cinnamon challenge?
Yeah.
Once when I was like
Of course, man. Have you ever lived?
10.
I'll be honest, I'm a virgin to the cinnamon challenge. I've never done the cinnamon challenge.
I don't really remember doing it though. So
Nice. Make sure you don't have your mic near it because we can't have that shit going in there. We're broke as fuck. We need
shit! It's already all over the floor.
So is that good enough, or do you want me to do more?
Yeah, it's your first time, second time, so it's fine.
I don't know. Pour that shit up. We got a fucking big audience, man. They need to all see it. Huh?
You need me to do more?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Pour it up, baby. All right, Scatty. All right. Oh, fuck. Damn, you keep dropping it. You probably got half of it on the floor.
All right. It's a little blurry. All right. All right, here we go.
All right, make sure don't have the mic near. We can't have that shit smell like cinnamon.
Dogs!
All right, swallow. Let's see it, big dog. No water. Come on. Swallow it. Oh. You're such a good swallower. Come on.
Nice.
This is what happens when you pick bad picks. Dude, what is that face?
He said, sorry. Cameras.
I'm gonna try to.
Nice.
Oh, we didn't need to see that tongue, huh?
All right, I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna see if I can jig this, but dude, you got to see my desktop.
Here we go.
Oh, we're about to see something else in the camera going down, huh? Oh, look at that. Nice. Hey, all you need to do is take a little credit card, kind of get that line, get all that powder together, mix it straight, and then you'll be fine.
That wasn't. Oh shit!
We're falling apart here in the end. Huh?
All right, that wasn't too bad, but I'm more pissed at roulette. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
How is it going to be black 5 times in a row? Now we just double down. It has to be red, huh?
Hey, pull another 20 out, huh?
Nah. We're done.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh shit.
Come again?
These days, you need that 20, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like an egg shortage right now.
What is up with the eggs, bro? That's a little side note, bro. What the hell? They were like $10.
Crazy.
God damn. Yeah. But this guy, he likes to sit in it, he wants some more. But that's going to wrap up this week of sports pod. This is the divisional round. We gave our picks. Hopefully y'all have made it all the way through. If you have, thank you so much. It's all love always, and we appreciate y'all. And let us know if you liked us bringing on Carson. If so, then we might have to bring him on for possibly next week or for the Super Bowl week and give a little bit more of them hot knowledge and some sports betting because he's been hot. Scatty's been hot. So I guess we're going to see who ends up doing well against this division round because they both were kind of going at each other a little bit there and had some little different picks, giving you all a little bit different vision. So hopefully you're not too confused after that. But, yeah, anything else you got to say, Carson?
No. All I know is one of us is going to be a clear winner, and you're going to be down in more cinnamon next week. There's no way your dog all weekend long. I'll give you.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. But thanks for coming on, Carson. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. And Scatty, before we sign off, can you give the viewers a little bark to close everything out and end our clip, baby? See ya.